So man, Final Fantasy VI. Okay, well, 3 in the US, and not the pony version, the real version. This game came out in 1994 when my generation wasn't even 10 years old. And for those of us who really like the RPG genre, it tends to be this game or Final Fantasy VII that everybody played. Oh, you remember those days, right? Gasoline was under $4, and one time I filled up my lunchbox with roly-polies and dirt, and my parents were furious. Oh, okay, as a kid I didn't have the best sense all the time, but, you know, those games that I used to play, they were engineered by adults, real writers and composers. And now that I'm an adult too, I realize that maybe as a kid I didn't always appreciate all the work that went into these games. I think maybe that sort of thing shaped the industry, but you know, it's never too late to go back and play it again. I think if I've got to say anything about Final Fantasy VI, it's that I wish that more games were designed like this one was. Just take this intro. It's not very long, it's only like a few paragraphs. But look at the imagery that they use. We've got this little town full of spinning machinery with light blue roofs and dark blue cobblestones, nice relaxing color, but the background music is really tense. So with just very little and a few blurbs of text, we've set an emotional tone. Then we're shown the Empire Capitol building. It's made out of steel, it's very sterile, everything's very, just, symmetrical. Except for the walls of the building, which are kind of a mess. It looks really disheveled, they're not too worried about being pretty, are they? They do have guardrails, though, so they're not stupid, at least. And here we are at the precipice, overlooking a deep cliff. This is where everything begins. This is where our character slips. The rest is just a big long fall, and we as players don't realize the ground is coming. Listen to that harp in the background. That's the echo as we fall into the pit. Now, I think I know what some of you are thinking. Final Fantasy VII was a way better game. I mean, check out this guy. He had a gun for a hand. And oh my gosh, he so totally did. He was like Mr. T with a gun for a hand. He pitied the fools. And he was like so badass and then... Oh. Well, I kind of believe that when an idea becomes marketable, you can expect marketers to denigrate the idea. Let's not delve into this, though. These games have their past and they have a future, but what I really want to discuss right now are some subtle differences between the original game and this pony version. Specifically characters and motivation, because you know, everything's been changed. In this pony version, you guys have seen that Twilight is basically just a soldier. She has magic, but so does everyone else in the Empire, and apparently she has a lot to learn about friendship. Well, I mean, she has a lot to learn about everything. She's got amnesia and doesn't really remember anything, but she's not really learning about friendship either. You need to realize our situation. It's not like you have friends in the Empire anyway. See, Twilight is replacing a character named Terra. And in the original game, Terra was supposed to be the only human who could communicate with this race of demigods called Espers. Consequently, her ability as a soldier was mentioned, but not really on their radar. They wanted to use Terra as like a clumsy, magical Ben Franklin. She was the only one who could talk to the magical French, and they wanted her to ask the French to beat up the British Empire so that 200 years later, we could make fun of French fries. By making that very slight shift in focus away from Twilight's ability as a diplomat and more towards her ability to hurt others, that is not a superficial alteration. Now everyone's motivations are completely questionable, and it sounds like the rebellion has no idea what it's doing. The story pooch has been screwed.
You don't need to explain yourself.
Yes, they do, Lubu. We can't all just hit people forever like you can, our arms get tired. And besides, you know what Mayor Mare is gonna say if she wins this war for the people and she suddenly realizes that people have a lot of needs? You need to understand our situation. Down with the old boss and the new boss. Anyway, let's get back to our game. So it looks like we get to choose who we're gonna play as now, and I don't want Celestia's washboard abs to succeed any more than they already have, so let's play as Apple Bloom. Bloom has worked hard to stymie the efforts of the Imperial troops, but now she desperately needs to escape. I wonder what she did to distract everybody. After all, she's also the one who's got all the poison gas weapons right now, and... Oh, well that guard just gave up on the chase right away. Well, he must not think it's worth chasing Apple Bloom, which means that she probably just put up signs that said, like, Rebel Base this way, and they all got confused, and, well, now they've gotta chase her off, but they don't really want to catch her, because then they have to explain why they had to take action. I just stone cold murdered that guard, by the way. That'll teach them not to chase Apple Bloom. Hey, you soldier, like 60 feet away from that murder scene. My plan is to be like Bugs Bunny until you are lured into a false sense of security, and then I kill your guards. Don't do anything about it, or investigate, because it's really amusing. It's like an episode of Looney Tunes where, like, Bugs is being chased by Elmer Fudd, you know, like, and then at the end of the episode, he just pulls out a knife and just shanks Elmer Fudd in the intestines. Oh my god, what is this game doing to me? At least when I play, like, Grand Theft Auto, everyone acknowledges that I'm in the wrong. I mean, I have friends in the military. I know exactly who these ponies are. These guys are just hanging around, grousing about the government, complaining about the food, and then whenever something happens nearby one of their magical suits of armor, they yank out all the electronic equipment, and they're like, everything's lost! And then they just sell it on the black market. And then they use the money to buy second-rate booze, and they get really drunk, and then the enemy starts firing mortars, and so they've got to get up and throw on their backpacks and run through the desert while they're drunk. And if you ask them why they do all that to themselves, they'll tell you that on the weekends, if they're not on deployment, the government will make them come out and set up and tear down tents for 4 hours straight. And the government will tell them that they have to do that because what if they're in a really high-stress situation, like they're really drunk and they get fired on with mortars and then they've got to relocate and set up a new tent? They're gonna want to have to know how to set up that tent without using any part of their brain. What I'm really getting at here is that not every soldier's an angel, but at least in every platoon there is one guy who, when you tell him to go out on patrol, he will go and sit down in a truck and then fall asleep while playing his Game Boy. Like this guy here who just left his post. I was like, hey man, leave. And he's just like, oh, alright. He does not care about being here. And here we are again in the hipster cafe. It's now full of soldiers just milling around in circles. There's nothing to do here. I know that we're supposed to think this government is evil, but I feel like their only crime is that they've assigned too many soldiers to the occupation. Hey you, come to steal my cider? You thief! Well, you know, I never really said I was gonna steal it, but whatever, we'll have an honor duel to the death over your crazy suspicions. I hope you like poison gas. I'm with the rebels, by the way. The Lunar Republic, the good guys who are saving you from this super evil government. By which I mean, like, the broad you, like, obviously not you, cause, but I'm an underdog though, so I'm like plucky, and when I extinguish your life, it's, I guess that makes you an underdog too, huh? Oh. I just murdered someone for apple cider. This military kinda took over this town without any kind of resistance. I feel like it was probably a really bloodless battle, like they just showed up and they just said, we're in control of the town now. And there was no military here before, so that was it. I have to sort of question whether or not there was any civilian casualties before I showed up, or if I'm the only one killing civilians. Boy, that would be bad. Okay, maybe it's not too late to change our tactics. Maybe I can go and I can talk to Mayor, and I'll tell her to write a letter to Emperor Gilda, saying, we don't want to be in a war anymore. Yeah, that could work. I mean, like, we have no military. Like, halt. Halt to you too, fellow soldier. Why are we fighting the Empire again? Oh god, they should not give me solo missions again. It's given me time to question absolutely everything that we're fighting for. Okay, this is not a good line of thinking. Let's psych ourselves up, Apple Bloom. Let's see, let's think of the positives. What are we fighting for? Okay, let's think of what are we not fighting for? Well, like, we don't want the sun to explode. That's a good government stance. Also, we know we don't like evil. We don't like that pony devil. He's real bad. We also don't like this pony. Hey, you might be in league with the pony devil for all I know. So it's okay whatever I do to you. You're selling supplies like medicine and hats. You jerk. So, I've been switching outfits, to, like, disguise myself, and aside from maybe the hats that the ponies wear, I've also been changing my coat colors. It seems like on account of racism. 'Cause if I want ponies to believe that I'm a merchant, why don't I just, like, tell ponies I am one? Wait, oh my god, on top of everything else, I'm a racist too. Okay, that's it. I kill civilians, I'm a murderer, war crimes, poison gas, I'm a bigot. And Mayor has no idea what she's doing. We're not gonna win the war. Oh god, I should just turn everyone in. No, wait, then I'd be a traitor. Oh, forget it. Maybe I'll just not think about it. Yeah, that's probably the safest way to go. Hey, you, I'm not on your team! Although, actually, if I report them, they might catch Celestia. Nah, let's see Celestia be smug in prison. Oh, although I bet she'd talk her way out of it or something stupid. Then I'd feel really dumb. Plus she'd talk behind my back and everyone would think I sucked. Ah, cider, glug glug. Huh, secret password? Well, there is a passage. Go downstairs and give my grandson this password. Okay, do not ask me how I figured this out when I was a kid, because I don't remember, but basically I've been kind of glossing over everything I've done. The first thing you have to do, actually, to get through this is you're supposed to steal a merchant outfit from one of the merchants, and then you go and this little boy here will let you through to the next section of the area. And then you have to go steal a uniform from the guards, and then you talk to that guard that I spoke to before who ran off to go play video games, and then you steal another merchant outfit so you can come back, and that guy's cider, and then you bring the apple cider to the old man upstairs, who I just brought, and he will tell you the password, and then you come down, and of course because we're ponies, the password this time was friendship, but in the original game it should be like rosebud, or no, courage, it's courage, not rosebud, and then they'll let you move on through the secret passages, and then you need a stick of bamboo, a rubber duck, and a whole vat of bacon grease, and you go and you meet Keenan and Kel down by the railways, and you ask them, how exactly did one guy talk another guy into connecting both of their houses with a secret passage? 'Cause if my neighbor came by and told me he needed a secret passage into my basement, I would tell him no. Even if he offered to pay me a whole bunch of money for whatever crazy plan he had, the city would still get mad because sooner or later they'd come along and they'd say, hey, we want to build some pipes. And then they couldn't. Plus, there's no way that either of those guys own the land underneath the streets or waterways. Well, I've seen her before. Oh yeah, she's one of the Empire's generals. Seriously, secret passages leads to secret digging up power lines. Followed by not so secret, huge fines from the city. This is what happens to traitors. Oh god, that's what the rebellion will do if I tattle on them like I planned. Once great and powerful, now fallen from grace, her biggest obstacle in life is herself. Oh, that's great, someone with an impossible ego will be great for the team. How come I keep getting these characters? So, the mighty Trixie has fallen. How dare you treat the great and powerful Trixie like this? Hold your tongue! You cowards have to resort to poison to do your dirty work. Shut up! Yeah, poison is bad! Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Lay off of poison, it's a totally working strategy. I'd hate to be in your shoes tomorrow. Keep an eye on her. Yes, sir, I can go for days without sleep. Seriously, Trixie, we are trying to fight a war against the Pony Devil here. Our government does not want the sun to explode, and other things that are bad also should not happen. Sometimes resorting to poison is justified. It's just not cool when you guys do it, because you guys are in league with, like, Pony Satan, or whoever, but I totally see you as being a soccer mom one day. Do I look like I have any bits? Oh, sorry, I forgot I still had this trader gear. I'm Applebloom from the NLR, are you okay? A rebel, the great and powerful Trixie, is being rescued by a ragamuffin like you? Don't be stubborn, we both know what they'll do to you if you stay here. Could be gas. Very well, my enthusiastic little admirer, Trixie will go with you. Trixie is still wounded. No doubt they'll send their best to capture Trixie. Think you can handle it? You kidding me? No. There's no pony in the whole Empire that can take me down. Well, I mean, yes. Yes, confident. Let's go. Not even going to check her pockets, little hayseed. Don't talk down to me. I rescued you. You get the keys, Trixie, living vicariously through your kids. As a soccer mom, big fat soccer mom. Call me little hayseed. Yeah, that's right. You'd be all like, oh, these kids that you get straight A's and you do really good at sports and you get part-time jobs and not even for your own benefit. And your dad didn't get to name a single one of you because he doesn't understand the Chinese zodiac. And then you like hang out with the other moms and you brag about your kids, not because you're proud of them, but because you're just proud of yourself for having them. Why Trixie? We could have had Lyra, we could have had Bonbon, we could have had Rarity, we could have had Sweetie Belle, we could have had Princess Cadence, we could have had Shining Armor, we could have had Prince Blue Blood. There's Fancy Pants, there's Flim, there's Flam, there's Donut Joe, King Sombra, the Unicorn Guards, Twilight's dad, Twilight's mom, Rarity's mom, Alleyway, Amethyst Star, Apple Polish, Apple Stars, Arpeggio, Ballad, Banana Fluff, Bluebell, Bright Idea, Chocolate Sun, Chocolate Tail, Cinnabelle, Cold Front, Comet Tail, Crystal Clear, Diamond Mud, DJ Pone 3, Dr. Stable, Earl Grey, Eliza, Faraday, Frank Sinatra, Fleur de Lis, Fly Wishes, Glory, Gold Slipper, Graphite, Holly Dash, Or Devore, The Inquisitor, Jenny, Jet Set, Lemon Hearts, Lemony Glen, Mari Fletlock, Maxie, Minuet, Mochaccino, Neon Lights, Nixie, Noble Lorette, North Pole, No Star, Ocean Breeze, Orchid Dew, Perry Pierce, Pixie, Pokey Pierce, Ponit, Poppycock, Primrose, Pristine, Quickfly, Rady, Rhythm, Rosewood, Royal Ribbon, Sea Spray, Sea Swirl, South Pole, Star Bright, Star Dream, Strawberry Lime, Sugarberry, Sweet Dreams, Top Notch, Twinkle Shine, Upper Crust, Vans Van, Violet Velvet, Written Script, Hot Cuisine, Lucy Packard, Master, Orion, Raven, Red Gala, Swan Dive, and Unnamed Mares 1 through Infinity. But of all those ponies, the game designer thought that the one pony we would want to spend all our time with, including several mandatory sections of the game, would be Trixie. Why? Why? What would possess you to think that? Trixie's whole thing is that she's obnoxious. That's like the point of her entire character. Why are you helping Trixie? Good question. The Empire just wants Trixie to do their dirty work. What makes you any different? I used to know someone like you. She was really bold, not afraid of anything. We already know that Apple Bloom is a bigot. She probably was just blue. I couldn't live with myself if I just stood by and let someone die to the Empire. You chose the one pony that was designed from the start to piss everyone off. I mean, don't even get me wrong. Like, I don't have a problem with Trixie personally. Like, when I just see her occasionally. But I would never want to, like, have to pay attention to Trixie for extended periods of time and dialogue. When you decide your character roles, and this goes for writing too, for fanfic writers, because I read a lot of fanfics, try to decide whether or not the character you've chosen is really very compelling or well suited for the roles. Oh god, I'm getting dizzy. Oh man, that is bad. That is really bad. Like, you have increased my blood pressure with this decision. That does not happen. Like I never get this worked up about a bad decision. I laugh off a lot of things, but man, like, Trixie is a gag character. Like, it's cool if you like the gag, but sheesh, man. Not all of us really love this gag. I can see the future. Like, I've played this game before. I know what we're about to endure. Okay, and here's the other thing. This is kind of a tutorial battle, and the problem that I have, really, this is one thing that upsets me, is that Trixie has one of the better powers of the game because she's replacing a character named Celis. What it is it's like a lightning rod for magic. It draws magic away, and then Trixie will absorb the spell so that no one gets hurt by it and she gains more magic. Anyway, though, so I'm gonna just try and, like, win this boss battle using poison gas, and eventually I get distracted by Trixie. It doesn't work out, so here we go. Oh man, the Trixie thing just kind of derails me. So anyway, what went wrong was poison gas does not work very well on robots, turns out. So the battle dragged on, and I made some dumb decisions, and got myself zapped by really powerful spells, and just pretend you guys didn't see that. Ta-da, we won! Wow, we did it! Was there ever any doubt? So, I lost my composure a little bit, but I know that we have well, everyone, we have a very long game ahead of us with a lot of Trixie in it. So I hope you really like Trixie, because I am sure gonna be playing a lot of her. But I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting. I mean, I just have to say that maybe the writing for some of these characters could have been a little different. Some casting options maybe were open that didn't get carefully filled, and, well, it's okay. We'll keep going. Thanks for playing with me, everybody.